Welcome dear student. Today we shall study a topic that is cell division and essential life processes. Life process. Okay. And this topic is from lesson life process in living organism part 1. This is part 4 video of this lesson for class 10. So student, today especially we will study a type of a cell division, that is mitosis. So let's study about mitosis. Okay, so let's answer few questions before starting a topic. The first question is, what happens to the cells of injured tissue? That means in our body, if the tissues are injured, so what happened to their cells? So student, the cells of the injured tissues start dividing and increase in number to repair and heal the injured tissue. That means if in case of any injury happens to our body, so what happened? The cell will start dividing. That means they will start multiply and increasing in number so that they can easily repair and heal the injured tissue. So alongside you can observe the cell division. Okay, so one cell is dividing into many cells, and cell growth also takes place in case of any injury happens in our body. So this cell division helps to repair and heal the injured tissues. Okay, next question, whether new cells are formed during healing of wound? Of course. So here, yes, the injured cells are restored by the formation of a new cell. So previous slide we have seen how the cell division will help in repair and healing the wound. Okay, so in case of any injuries, the cells are restored by the formation of a new cell. It means cell division. Okay, so here you can observe the diagram in which the injured tissues, that is a bleeding. Okay, then after bleeding, in inflammatory, then proliferative and remodeling. So remodeling is the final step in which the new cells are formed, which can easily heal a wound takes place in our body. So these are the different steps of formation of a new cells in case of any injury. Alright, third question, do the plants get injured when do we pluck the flowers? How are those found healed? So when we are plucking the flowers, obviously the plant cells will get, the plant cells of a plant or tissues of the plant will injured. Okay, so yes, plants get injured when we pluck a flower. So meristematic tissues present in plants gives rise to a new cells at the site of an injury and help plants to heal their wounds. So we know that meristematic tissues are present in the plant, and these are the tissues or the cells, group of a cell which have the ability to divide throughout its life. So these meristematic tissues will help the flower, will help the plant wherever the injury happened. Okay, so these cells will divide and the plant cells will regrow again. Okay, now let us understand the cell division. So what is a cell division? So student, cell division is a process by which a parent cell, that means the original cell, basic cell, will divides into two or more daughter cell. Okay, so here it is a parent cell which is dividing into two or more daughter cell. Okay, so new cells forming from a parent cells or older cell, it is called as a daughter cell. So this is basically the process of cell division in which one cell will divide to form two or more daughter, that is new cells. So new cells are called as a daughter cells. Alright, so these are the daughter cells. And student, cell division is one of the very important properties of cells and living organism, and due to this property only a new organism is formed from existing one. Okay, and a multicellular organism grows up and emaciated body can be restored. It means in cell division one cell is dividing into two or more daughter cells. So due to this property only a new organism can be derived or can be formed from a single cell, basic cell. A multicellular organism can be grown, and the emaciated body, that means a weak body, also can be restored easily with the help of a cell division. Okay, so here you can see, observe how the single cell, from a single cell a multicellular baby or organism is grown. Okay, so here student, there are two types of a cell division. First is mitosis and second is a meiosis. So what is mitosis? So mitosis occurs in the somatic cells and stem cells of the body. Now somatic cells means any kind of a cell which are there in our body, like in organ or any type of a cell. Okay, and stem cell is a basic cell of the body from which a new multicellular organism can be develop. Okay, so a stem cell is a basic original cell, and somatic cell any cell present in our body, like in organ, tissue, anything, anywhere. And meiosis occurs in germ cells. Now germ cells are the reproductive cells or sex cells, like in females sex cells is egg cell, and in male sperm cell is the egg cell. Okay, so this meiosis process occurs mainly in the egg cell of female and sperm cell in males. Alright, so this is a mitosis in which after the cell division from one parent cell will produces two daughter cell or two new cells which are genetically identical of the parent cell. Okay, and in case of a meiosis, the parent cell will produce four haploid daughter cells, okay, which are genetically it may be different from the parent cells. So these in meiosis 4 haploid daughter cells are formed, and in mitosis 2 haploid daughter cells are formed, but in mitosis the daughter cells are genetically identical to the parent cell. So these are the two types of a cell division. Okay, so student, here we have seen that in the nucleus of the cell. Okay, so before study of the cell division, we should know the structural organization of the cell that we studied in earlier standard. Each cell has a nucleus. We know that nucleus is the main part of the cell, and inside the nucleus where the genetic material like DNA is present, okay, which is responsible for the hereditary transfer of hereditary character from one generation to the another generation. So besides the nucleus, we have other cell organelles like mitochondria, the ribosome, lysosome, and different types of cell organelles are present. So let us study the cell division with the help of this information. Okay, so student, before any type of a cell division, the cell doubles up. That means before any type means mitosis or meiosis, what happened? The cell doubles up its chromosome number present in its nucleus. So in nucleus there are 2n chromosomes are there. Okay, that means 46 number of chromosomes are there. So if the number of a chromosome in nucleus is 2n, that is 46, it is doubled up to 4n, that is 46 plus 46, that is 92. Okay, so DNA replication will takes place. That means when this number of a chromosome will double, so it is called as a DNA replication process. And what is this process? It is a process by which the DNA molecule makes a exact copy of itself during the cell division just to produce the two identical DNA molecules. So this is how the number of chromosome will doubles during the cell before the cell division. And after the replication, there are a total of 46 chromosomes with 92 individual chromatids. Okay, and each in each cell. So this is a DNA replication which takes place before the any type of the cell division. Okay, so here you can see the DNA replication. Okay, in which the number of a chromosome will get doubled. Alright, now structure of the chromosome. So student, this is the structure of the chromosome in which you can observe the two identical chromatids. It is also called as a sister chromatids. And this is the long arm. It is P arm is the short arm of the chromosome, and Q arm is the long arm of the chromosome. Okay, and in center we have the centromere which divide the P arm to Q arm. And this is a DNA molecule, that is a genetic material, long string like DNA molecule formed into a compact structure by protein called as a histone. So DNA is made up of a protein, that is histone. Alright, and a pair of each type of a chromosome is present in 2n number, that is 46 condition, whereas a single chromosome of each type is present in n condition. Now n means 23 number chromosome, and 2n means a pair of a chromosome like 46 number of a chromosome. Alright, so this is the structure of a chromosome. Okay, now student, let us understand the first type of a cell division, that is a mitosis. So it contains 4 steps. Okay, so the mitosis completed in a mitosis, it is a process of cell duplication. That means one cell will divide into two daughter cells. So mitosis is a process of cell duplication during which one cell gives rise to two genetically identical daughter cells. So this is a process which produces a two new daughter cells with a genetically identical characteristic. Okay. That means here if parent cell contains 46 number of a chromosome, then the daughter cells which are formed during by the mitosis also contain 46 number of a chromosome. So these are the genetically identical daughter cells. and this takes place mitosis. The somatic cells and stem cells divide by mitosis, that means body cells or cells of any organ, and the stem cells, that is the basic cell, divide by the process of mitosis. And the student, here you can see the stem cell, that is the original cell, and the cardiac cell, fat cells, red blood cells, and chondrocyte, epithelial neuron, these all are the type of somatic cells. And there are two steps of mitosis. First is the karyokinesis. Now karyokinesis, that means the nuclear of the division. That means in mitosis, first nuclear will divide, and after the karyokinesis, cytokinesis will take place, and in cytokinesis the cytoplasmic division will take place. That means after nuclear division, cytoplasmic division will be followed, and this is how the two new cells will be formed in the process of mitosis. Okay, so student, the karyokinesis, that means the division of a nucleus, it takes place by the four stages. First is a prophase, second metaphase, third is the anaphase, and fourth one is a telophase. So let us understand each in detail. Okay, so first step is the prophase of karyokinesis. Okay, so student, in prophase, condensation of basically thin thread like chromosome start. Now condensation means we know the DNA, the first in nucleus of the cell, the DNA is present in the chromatin structure. It means a very complicated structure. Okay, so in prophase, the first step is a condensation. That means the chromatin fiber will condense to form a chromosome. In X-shaped chromosome will start appearing, and this is a X shape. Okay. Next we have is due to this, they become short and thick, and they start to appear along with their pairs of a sister chromatin. That means they start, chromatin fiber will condense and it will start appearing in their with their sister chromatin, that is in X shape. So these are the sister chromatids, X-shaped chromosomes. Okay, and centriole duplicate, and each centriole moves to opposite poles of the cell. So here you can observe the centriole which duplicates. That means it will divide and it will move towards the opposite poles of the cell. That is for example, we can say North Pole and South Pole. Okay. So centrioles duplicate and each centriole moves to opposite poles of the cells. Now centriole, it will help to form a spindle fiber. Now spindle fiber is a type of a protein which helps in dividing the genetic material in the cell. Okay, so nuclear membrane and nucleolus also start to disappear. That means nuclear membrane which is there around the cell, nucleus and nucleolus also start disappearing in the prophase. Okay, now next step is the metaphase. So this is a diagrammatic structure of the metaphase. So student, in metaphase, nuclear membrane completely disappear in the metaphase. In prophase it will start disappearing. In metaphase it will completely disappear. Okay, and chromosomes complete their condensation and become clearly visible along with their sister chromatid. It means properly X-shaped chromosome will be visible in this stage. Okay, and all the chromosomes are arranged parallel to the equatorial plane or the central plane of the cell. So here all the chromosomes are arranged in the equatorial plane. It is also called as a metaphase plate. Okay, so they will arrange in the center of the cell. And the special type of a flexible protein fibers flexible protein fibers are the spindle fibers, are formed between the centromere of each of the chromosome. I have told you in your earlier slide that the centromere is the middle part of the chromosome which divide the P arm and Q arm. So the spindle fibers are formed between the centromere of each chromosome and both the centrioles. Okay. Alright, now third phase is the anaphase. So in anaphase, centromere of the chromosome will, this is a centromere, will split, and thereby sister chromatids of each chromosome separated, and they are pulled apart in opposite direction with the help of a spindle fibers, and the separated sister chromatids are called as a daughter chromosomes. Okay, so these are the separated sister chromatids and these are called as a daughter chromosome, like P arm and Q arm will be separated. Okay, and the chromosome being pulled appear like a bunch of a banana. That means the separated chromatids appear to be like a bunch of a banana, and in this way each set of a chromosome reach at the two opposite poles of the cells just because of the centrioles. It will held by the centriole and spindle fiber. Okay, now fourth step is a telophase. So student, in telophase, the chromosomes which have reached at opposite poles of the cell now start to decondense, due to which they again become thread like, thin and invisible. So in the prophase we have seen the chromosome will be DNA will be condensation of DNA will take place. That means the chromatin fiber will form in X-shaped chromosome. But in telophase what happened, that decondensation of the chromosome will be takes place, and it will again converted into the chromatin fibers. Okay, and nuclear membrane is formed around each set of the chromosome reached at the pole. And student, if you observe the alongside diagram of telophase, you can observe the two new nuclei are formed. So these are called as a daughter nuclei. Okay, and thus two daughter nuclei are formed in a cell, and the nucleolus also appear in each daughter nucleus. So along after the nucleolus and the nuclear membrane will also start appearing, and spindle fibers completely disappear. So spindle fiber which formed in the prophase, it will start completely disappearing in the telophase, as this is the last phase of the karyokinesis. Now in this way, karyokinesis, that means the nuclear division of the nuclear will complete it, and the cytokinesis, which is the division of the cytoplasmic material, will be start or begin. Okay, now let us understand the cytokinesis. So the cytoplasm divides by cytokinesis, and two new cells are formed which are called as a daughter cell. Okay, so here the two daughter nuclei or the cytoplasmic material will be divided just to make a two new daughter cells. Okay, and in this process a notch is formed at the equatorial plane of the cell, which deepens gradually, and thereby two new cells are formed. So at the end of the cytokinesis, the two new daughter cells are formed which are genetically identical to the parent one. Okay, so two new daughter cells are formed. So, and a student, in case of a plant cells, instead of the notch, a cell plate is formed exactly along the midline of the cell, and the cytokinesis is completed in the plant cell. So this is how the two new daughter cells are formed in plant cells as well as in animal cells. Okay, now let us understand the importance of the mitosis. So firstly, mitosis is essential for the growth of the body, and beside it is necessary for the restoration of the emaciated body and wound healing. Formation of a blood cells like RBCs, WBCs, plasma cell, etc. will be take place with the help of a mitosis. So this is very important type of a cell division, as it is essential for the growth of a body, plant as well as animal cells. Okay. So student, that's it for today's video. I hope you all have understood this process of a mitosis, and next part will continue in our next session. Thank you.